and they call him general for the CTC. He's one of the longest loyal member of the Congress for Democratic Change. And I want to say, those of you who are listening to us from everywhere, if you are listening to me, you are most welcome. Thank you very much. You are in the keke, you are on your pen, and is going to be an interactive, interesting interview here. I've invited him to talk politics, and politics we would talk about. So, Honorable Great, how you doing?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Is your microphone
I
everything working good? Because I know when I come from here, I want good record.
yeah, I but you gotta give me the feedback.
Yeah.
Are you hearing yourself?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm hearing there's an audio in the background. I think yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm getting myself now.
Getting
Okay.
yourself now.
Thank
But
you.
it's a pleasure being in here, and I'm excited for the first time. And I hope we'll do justice to the program today.
We are we are
And
going to do
when I
justice.
leave from here, your life, I can assure you, it's not beating chess. You will have the highest audience.
I
It's a
have
good thing to
no
be here.
doubt that you are going to do exactly that. You're never disappointed, and I believe you're going to do. So let's start on a soft note here. You've been out of office for how many years now? Almost going to
15 years now.
15 years. And how are you surviving, man? How are you eating?
Now
You look
15,
still
I mean,
nourished. What?
almost 9 years. Almost, no, 3 years. 3 years.
3 years. Send President Bouakai is in office, and since you left office, so 3 years. So how you eating? You still look nourished.
We believe in the survival theory. Gibson, we have a history of commonality. And we're not the kind of people who want to live above our financial I, life in terms of what we have and what we're capable of spending. We're still sharing with those who we
Right.
share with before, not at the same rate. But we're not living large. We're just living as Irish Liberian. And that's why when you're claiming the dollar, you should remember the people down there because
Because you're gonna come right back
you
to
still
them.
go sit in the Ike, talk to them. So that's how I live. And I tell the Almighty God, thank you very much for my life. My life is very beautiful.
So let's look at how Seditians consider you right now. How do they view you? Do they see you as a valuable member of the CDC, or do they think you are a retiring member, or do they think that you have outlived your usefulness? Tell me how the Seditian consider you when you talk to them.
I guess I live my usefulness. I would not have been in studio today.
Absolutely, and that's why I brought you here.
Yeah, I would not have been in studio today. But even if I were a super in the CDC,
Yes.
I will still have the voice in the party. CDC has been so good to me, along with the Standard Bearer. Imagine 12 years, the CDC and the people of District Number 8 representing the people of District Number 8 representing a political institution. All of my life, my political life has to do with the CDC. I never joined no party, nor did I publicly affiliate with any
Is there
political
anything
institution
responsible for that? Is there a reason for that?
for being with CDC.
For just being with CDC, or you did?
I think that's the most grateful group of people that I've ever had in my
Oh, okay.
lifetime.
No,
And
that's
because they are so grateful to me, and very receptive to me, and they love me so much, especially the young people, the ladies, the older ladies, our elders, they show a lot of respect. The way they see me like they did Gibson, God forbid, we should not happen. If I leave the CDC, I may not be able to live in Liberia. Yeah,
Why?
I'm a
You-
property of the CDC. Let me say this.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got
like
you.
I was just joking in one of our chat rooms. I said I'm going to leave. They say you no day you can leave.
You're not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
I'm owned by the CDC, so I love the CDC. In fact, a part of my life, or a greater portion of my life, is with the CDC.
You know, there's
And my
something.
entire political life has been with the CDC. I've
Yeah.
never joined the CDC.
Exactly. That's where I come in next. There's something people usually do when I see on social media. I keep asking, and I want you to respond to that today. When you were coming up, you didn't have money. You were still with CDC. You were in political advocacy, but they still use your old pictures today and put them out. Do they discourage you? Do they?
No, I'm proud of that.
Do they-
I'm
do they-
proud of that. Look, Gibson, I have a history in this country void of political affiliation before 2005. amongst the young people of the Republic of Liberia. I was one of the voices who directed activities on young people in the Republic of Liberia. In fact, I sacrificed my entire life to bring out some of the best that the history of this country can ever boast of, whether in the CDC, whether in the Unity Party. I have mentored doctors, engineers, the rest of it. You can go on and on, politicians, lawyers, you can go on and name them, whether in the Unity Party, whether in the CDC. I think a lot of people don't know me. They've heard about me, but they don't know me. There's a difference between hearing about people and knowing them. I think a lot of people got to know me because of my robust nature in the national political dispensation as of 2005. Not many of my colleagues that went to school together believe that I would have become a politician. You know, I was laid by guy.
Why so? Why so?
Because I was more academic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was tutoring young people, I was mentoring them, bringing them to my home to live with me. I'm not talking about spending time with me. So I was in that direction in a lot of youth activities, you know. I didn't really like the issue of politics, to be frank with you. But when I saw it was a popular national demand that the Liberian people themselves, the young people, should take their own destiny into their hands because they've been used by greedy politicians to a greater extent, and the nation has been damaged because of the naked quest for power, where people kill over 250,000 Liberians,
Right.
and our youthfulness was destroyed to a greater extent. And those of us who were among the brightest of the generation, we thought it was necessary to establish our own political institution. Don't jump into the jungles to fight. Don't be pressurized by your peers to hold arm, to go to arm struggle.
Right.
But to establish a political party void of a character who will lead that institution, void of being involved into the Liberian national civil crisis in terms of killing and destroying people just because of power. We went through it all. We saw what happened. People were being raped. They were being destroyed just because of people wanting to sit in the Zaire mansion. So we braved the storm at a very youthful age. But they're saying, you know me better than
Most people.
I used to go to
Yeah.
your newspaper agency, say that beg you to even write scripts, put it in
I know.
your papers. We used to go on radio stations early in the morning, as early as 7 a.m. in the morning. You know the history. So we have a history of a struggle, a revolutionary history, an academic history. We don't love to boast about our academic upbringing from high school days. I've always been a leader. From second grade, I always been leaders in my generation, having one of the biggest respect amongst my peers. You know, during those days when you go into school, when you show in the marks, everyone look up to you. Right?
Yes,
So I was
absolutely.
I was born
Absolutely.
to lead. That's what happens to me. So even when I went to the CDC, I didn't go to the CDC as a big shot. I went to the CDC being under the sycamore tree. That's where I grew up, under the
Sycamore tree.
Initially, when we were located at the back of the CDC.
Right.
Okay. So
And then you guys expanded
we
and
laid,
put it
yeah,
almost
we,
like in the
yeah,
middle.
we laid that foundation. I was there. In fact, I could not even claim the steps of the CDC at a point in time because I was not a member of the organizing committee of the CDC. But I made my way. I struggled for everything. I
And
went to
became-
primary, national convention. I became the first elected national deputy secretary general of the CDC. I became national assistant secretary general. Then I became secretary general proper. I became vice chair for political affairs. I became spokesperson for the CDC. I ran the day-to-day activities of the CDC. When men did not believe in the survivability of the CDC, and people thought that we were just young and they have recruited almost 80% of the National Zaire Committee, it took few of us. I was in the vanguard, in the front line, trying to keep the west of the Cote d'Ivoire junior comrades who maintain the stability of the
Who
CDC.
maintain the stability of
Yeah.
CDC. Let me ask you one question about CDC. I know I brought you here for some things that you are ready for.
All part of
But
the
I want you to give me an appraisal of the CDC. Is the CDC finished?
The CDC is very mature than ever.
I don't hear too much of them.
No, let me tell
They
you
look
this.
finished.
No, let me tell you this. The CDC is very mature. We learn a lot. We learn for 6 years.
You learn a lot.
Yeah, we learn a lot. We learn for 6 years. Look at me. I haven't gray hair now. So it comes with wisdom. Okay. Now, we learn for 6 years. Why? We've been in opposition before for 12 years.
Yes.
And we graduated from opposition. We came
So
to
you
opposition.
learned the 12
So we
years
learned
in
12 years
opposition.
in opposition. And
Yes.
we learned 6 years in the governance
Okay.
process. We come to the realization that, look, we become a mature opposition. What do I mean by that? not just to risk people's children's life and put them into the streets of Monrovia. Look at what they did to us for 6 solid years.
But that's why Liberians continue. I say, but everything is happening. CDC.
Let me say
it's not protesting. It's not demonstrating. It's not.
You know what we're doing. What we're doing. We look at the ruling establishment and know that they are going to self-destruction. They are going to absolute self-destruction. Now, if the CDC begin to riot, to demonstrate that we're in opposition for the first 5 years between 2005 and 2011. Okay, they will say, oh, we told you about them, the hooligans, they are against us. You know the way they blend us in this country, the way they call us in this country. And they will say, oh, they were just in government because they're desperate for power. But the guys are going to self-destruction. They destroy. It's a matter of time for them. So, and one good thing, without even going to May 10 election. So they are swallowing in their little portfolio of nothingness. That's what is happening to them. So we are allowing them to feel comfortable in a state of mind and defeat them in the first round of election, but over 50% plus counting in the first round of election in 2029. So let them feel comfortable in their state of nothingness.
In their portfolio of nothingness.
Their portfolio, that state of nothingness. Let them enjoy themselves. Okay, let them be merry-making and think that everything is rosy. But I will tell you this, you the media are doing this extremely well. Because you're taking the microphone to the ordinary masses that they are telling you the conditions under which they are living.
Yes.
All of the online platform guys here, they go to the market, they go to the street. The people are expressing the actual situation that exists in Liberia. But the hierarchy in the governance process don't understand. I can guarantee you like, oh, we got to do more. You got to leave them in our state. You know, when you take them by surprise, they won't call it element of surprise. That's what I want to say. The CDC is more mature, is that the CDC has agreed to use the element of surprise against the ruling.
So I will ask you a question you normally will not have journalists asking you. Because I know you, my friend, so I can ask you anything I want to ask you.
Ask any question.
I've not seen you smoking before. But I hear people accusing you of smoking, being a drunkard, being an addict. What are you? Have you done any of these?
No, let me tell you this thing. People, you know, there's politics.
Okay.
And I'm used to it. It doesn't move me. People make mockery out of my biological deficiency of being born rare.
That's a rare too.
Yeah.
But I don't take drugs. I don't do any of that.
I didn't ask God to give me that. And I asked the regime, if you believe that Carlos Gray can take jobs, why have you not arrested him? Why can't you prosecute him if you believe that you want to fight jobs? No, but I've never even smoked in my life.
I never see you smoke. I can say that. I can tell anybody that I never see you smoke before.
Everybody know. Even the former Secretary General of the United Party, Mo Ali, who lived with me for many years, went publicly and said no. He doesn't.
He's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah. And no. You may ask him. You can ask him.
I'll ask him because it amazes me, Moses, and I want this to be into IT as much as we can. It amazes me that people attach some kind of nomenclature to people when they don't know. When they say Moses Grace is a smoke.
That's what I said.
I never see you do that.
They have heard about me. But they don't know me.
They don't know you.
That's what I always say to people. You've heard about me, but you don't know me. I'm one of the sweetest guys in Liberia. I'm one of the guys outside of politics who interact. That's different thing. I don't discriminate. And I will never break my friendship with people because of CDC. Never ever. Nobody will tell me that. Whether you're in the ruling establishment or whether you're in the opposition, we can disagree on issues.
Why you call Mo Ali name? You say if you ask Mo Ali.
He said he coming because he said he coming. So no, but I just trying to say to you that a lot of people don't know me. Okay? That when I see some people commenting, they comment all are ignorant. Okay. Sometimes when I see people saying things, they say things all are ignorant. If not for politics, some people will not say what they're saying about me. Probably who have been one of the Liberian first pilots. Probably who have been one of the first Liberians to go to space. Okay, I'm not boasting of myself, but ask all of my all of my former teachers will tell you that there's no subject in my life that ever beat me down. Whether mathematics, whether language, I'm a versatile student in every area. I never had a subject that I will consider to be my best subject. Everything considered to be best, whether it's religion.
My man, history are not good for me, my man.
No, but no, for history.
I didn't like history at all.
History was just A. Mathematics was A. So leave that one.
Moses, Akaro's great.
That people making your.
No, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
man,
That's
I know
written.
you.
Like
I know
a
you
record.
very well.
Yeah, Division 1. Why heck? Not the coin was, right?
Yeah.
Division
those
1,
days
I'm
we used to
Division
carry
1.
National exam is.
Yeah, I didn't have to take entrance to enter the University of Liberia, but I took the entrance. Okay, and I passed the entrance, so I didn't need an entrance to enter the university.
Yeah, when you were A level
and
those days.
Where the first group of students in Liberia to do WAEC.
Oh yeah, okay.
1994 academic year was the first WAEC in Liberia. Essay, who were the first?
That's great. Moses, I just want to bring this thing in so people can know you.
Don't mind if you you know what, Gibson, I will say this to you. I think one of the reasons why people talk like that, because as a young, energetic guy, growing up technically with nothing, being in opposition, seeing thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, people being recruited, and this single voice just there fighting, rejecting everything, rejecting wealth, rejecting being an affluent, and all of those things. The ruling Unity Party back then could not believe it in 12 years that this guy will make this ultimate sacrifice, where from the presidency to the ministers, to the lawmakers, they want to recruit Akaro's grade, and will keep presidency fit to the fire. Even when I became a lawmaker under the Unity Party administration, while being an opposition, we didn't hold back on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We didn't compromise. So because of this unbending stance by us, people think that it's not normal in Liberian politics. But what did I want to do? I wanted to set a precedent that people should
that you can be consistent.
That you can be consistent, like Judas Caesar will say, okay, as the Northern Star. That you can be consistently consistent as the. And I've demonstrated that, and I tell God Almighty that today people use me as a case of loyalty.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what I wanted to do, actually.
So I want to bring you up to the question I asked you earlier about drugs. So you could be the right person to comment on the drug thing.
Oh, definitely. In fact, you'll be shocked that President Boyka announced the just test. I did my just test and I get a report to OKFM officially. Okay, because look, let me tell you this. When I hear people talking about drugs, and I know people who do drugs, that the son of the president does drugs, and I take full responsibility for what I said, not your radio station. I know Tantan does drugs because he's my friend. I've known him for some time. I know Jojo. We roll for the 6 years under Josh Weah. We roll for part of the 6 years that I served under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So I know them. It's not a joke. President Boyka wants to first judge, he should start from in his household.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you this and I hold no apologies. And I can never withdraw this statement. President Boyka is fully cognizant of the fact that he has sons who do drugs, who do marijuana. Not only that, they do other drugs. Even right near a house, the entertainment area they open there, they sold a lot of drugs there, said they have stopped. That's something that I know. I don't run away because when I know the facts, I say the facts. We all know that. Right after the election for 2023, the 1 month grace period between December to January before inauguration, President Boyka sent one of his sons to Lebanon to the rehab. How many Liberian children will have that opportunity? If I were the president, I would come up publicly and say, look, my son is a victim. And because my son is a victim...
in a political presentation.
Because my son is a victim, okay, and I know many kids are victims, many young people are victims. I'm going to fight just with everything in my lifetime. Okay, that's a legacy that you need to do. But when people would tell Jaws, accuse other people of taking drugs, I just smart about it. It's like a criminal looking at somebody who is pure and calling you criminal. Can you imagine? That is contradiction. So I'm sorry, but I have to say it. I mean, Tantan is my friend. But we all know that he had to be rehabilitated. There's not a debate. But everyone knows. Liberia knows that. I see some people fighting to say no to drugs. But they smoke marijuana more than no to drugs.
So when CDC was in power, one of the campaign mantra that the Unity Party used was even including they accused George Weah and all citizens to be Kush people. In fact, they used to call George Kush George Weah. And recently, there was a $19.2 million worth of drugs. Another 319 or 317, whatever, my figure may be lower or higher. But we are also hearing that there's a video of Colombians. First of all, let me ask you, do you doubt that video?
Or bringing kush to the country. And President Boyka being fully cognizant that he has a son who is a joggist. He could not say that. Now, what were the foundation for which the Unity Party used some of the campaign statement? Okay, we'll
So
fight
that
drugs.
means it would have expected that if you accuse a sitting president as someone who brings drugs and you're going to fight drugs, when you get there, it should be priority number one.
Number one. Besides that, President Boyka, go back to history. During the campaign, he said that they will amend the drugs law during the campaign.
Yes,
He
okay.
committed himself. He said because
To make it stronger.
yeah, the traffic costs will not be left alone. The source of the drugs, where it comes from, those if they collect them, the transporters, and besides that, the major distributors, not just the consumers of these ordinary boys. Sometimes you call them inner city boys, but people call them Zogo to demean them. Okay, and so President Boyka has been almost 30 years. The Constitution provides for the president to present a legislative agenda of the country. The president had a two state of the nation address. The president has not been able
To present a
to
bill.
present a single legislation on amending the just law of the country. When we were there, I one of the co-sponsors of the just law. Goswa from Grand Bassa County, Representative Goswa, is the chief sponsor of the just law. We amended the just law of the Republic of Liberia 2023 to make it a non-bailable offense that even those who harbor the just in the home and property that you stole the just, that will be confiscated by the government of the Republic of Liberia. If you listen to the Justice Minister recently, he restated the 2023 amended just law in his press statement. That's what we did for just, to pass a law to ensure that we strengthen the fight against drugs. We laid that foundation. So for a group of people to come and accuse a government who did more than just in strengthening the law, and you committed yourself, President Boyka, that you will further strengthen that law. In 30 years, you have been unable to amend the just law. It's failure on your part. Secondly, he declared just a national health emergency, quote unquote. A national health emergency. What health situation? How have you been helping the young people of this country? Where's the rehabilitation center being constructed after 2 to 3 years of your presidency? None. President Boyka, right in the backyard here, not far from your radio station, he building basilicas. He buying bulletproof vehicle of 1.2 million United States dollars. He building a place in Foya of over $10 million. Had the president constructed that area for $10 million and take our brothers from in the streets of the Republic of Liberia and place them to that project.
You mean those who use drugs?
Those who use drugs, and place them there for rehabilitation, the nation will have clapped for him. The nation will have clapped for him. At least you have been in an isolated area where they will have been rehabilitated, then they can get reintegrated into the society. But the government has failed on its policy of rehabilitation, reintegration, nothing. So what makes just a national health emergency? Cocaine is now being cooked in the Republic of Liberia under this administration. Liberia is the biggest hub. The biggest hub. Liberia remains the biggest hub for drugs in the entire West
But I
Africa.
see some unity parties or partisan posting. In fact, that video they say is CDC video.
But the first thing is that the EPA, he said the video is real. The Colombian, can you imagine the president's son? And guessing this is a very critical thing. The president's son, the Just Law, the kingpins, they tested the president's son on his normal Jojo Boyka and threatened his life.
And that is a very interesting thing.
And not only a national security crisis, but guess what? Jojo, when I posted, because I got all the security details, look, I was chairman on executive of the Republic of Liberia.
So you have your eyes in security.
Up to now, I have people who give me information. We got a lot of people we are friendly with. Jojo, Joseph Boyka Jr., what is his portfolio in the government? He cannot be appointed by the president because that is violation. That's nepotism.
Yes.
Now, Jojo's presence and relationship to the government reminds me of Chucky Taylor of Charles Taylor. It reminds me about Robert Sirleaf of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Presidents, under George Weah did not bring a case into the governance cycle, nor did they use their influence because, the government influence to lobby all them. None of them. But Jojo, how can Jojo hold the minister of sports hands and fly out to negotiate in Spain? How would Jojo hold the foreign minister hand and fly out over to go and negotiate? The lands, and energy, and all the sectors of the government. What is his portfolio? There's the son of the president. It's not only usurpation of the function of land ministers and agency. Is he a lobbyist? What makes him a negotiator for the government of the Republic of Liberia?
What makes it wrong?
It's wrong because he has no function in the governance structure of our country. Zero function. And another thing that does is that when the president's children become very greedy and want to accrue wealth at the detriment of the state, it becomes dangerous. We have seen president's sons who want to take over from them, who go into armed struggle, for example, who amass wealth of the country. They use the proximity of the presidency or the first family to amass wealth, to take money from just laws, to get involved into money laundering and all of those things.
Yeah.
These are the barrage of accusation on the head of Joseph Boyka Jr., the son of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Drug laws are saying we deal with you. People who money launder, they're saying that we deal with you, Jojo Boyka. So the guy has become so greedy amongst his peers. He's directing the affairs of the state. President Boyka is very old. So his son, who is not an official of government, who should be nowhere around the governance structure of our country, is the one who is amassing wealth today, who live in the bourgeoisie life. Okay? All of the accusations against the former administration, they are doing more than multiple. All of the accusations. Today, President Boyka was dancing Born to Win. He danced Buga dance. The very accusation against President Weah. So these are the inherent contradictions. So the son of the president of the Republic of Liberia, who is not an appointed official and who should not be negotiating and cutting deals on behalf of the government, is scary.
He could say that he is volunteering his services for the Liberian people.
He's not volunteering any services for the Liberian
Is he getting, you think he's getting paid?
Don't you think it raises eyebrow that this poor is plunging this country into national security alarm?
Well, if everything we see, yes.
Where Colombians, the concern of money laundering, the concern about drug trafficking, the son of the president is being accused of that in a public space. This is the national security of the country we're discussing. Liberia is in a national security crisis.
You think he should be called for questioning?
To demonstrate that Liberia is in a national security crisis,
right.
Gibson, look at the president's security. They all wearing bulletproof now, wear armed with 2 guns each. The president's security, watch it from yesterday. The president is wearing jumpsuit bulletproof. The first family, but not the Liberian people. In case these,
on account of that
video, so the EPS director, the national security met and asked that the first family should be immediately protected.
They took that video seriously in your perspective.
But the video leaked from within the national security apparatus of the country. No Liberian had that video, but that video was sent directly to them. When the video came out, the national security had someone from in the national security leaked the video to the public. That's why Sam Gay, Then how you feeling to say the video is real? And when people
You
say it
think
was a
you
propaganda,
you think Gregory should invite Jojo for questioning on the basis of the text message that was sent
the
to him?
NSA should invite him. That's just the NSA. But do I believe in the independence of the executive branch of government to curry the son of the president? I don't think so. But we have a weak legislature.
But at least they can ask him questions.
No, we have
they can bring him in and ask him
they
some
should bring
questions.
him in.
Why they have to? Why did they text you?
Because a friend, even a friend, Mike Quia, from the RIA is under investigation. The TD leadership of the RIA have been under investigation for almost 2 weeks. A lot of Liberians don't know that. And his best friend, Mike Quia, is under investigation in relationship to this just issue because they claim that he had a boat and they believe the boat was dropping the George to Rossville. Okay? These are concerns that are being raised. So, but I would love to challenge the legislature. Look, the legislature should be in a joint assembly immediately where the speaker will preside, set up an independent investigative committee to subpoena documents, to summon these security people, even George or other people that are related. They should serve the state. But do they have the authority? Yes. But can they perform and execute that authority is questionable. Like I said last night on the podcast, they have power to do that. They have wealth. They should not be bribed because they are properly paid, the legislature. Do they have prestige? They should have prestige. That is questionable. So to maintain that prestige is for them to invite all of these people. Not just to call them to one public hearing, then Gregory Common go insult Samuel Koga, one senator. If our senator or representative Gregory Common insult me, we'll handcuff him. He asked for contemptuous. In the legislature, the U.S. Congress, the Republicans comment Edwin Snow, but I disagree with you when he said the political parties
I will come back to.
But this just issue, I can tell you, the video is real. The video is no propaganda. Okay, we all know that. So, but the government of the Republic of Liberia knows that very well. Gibson, they know that very well. We are at the national security crisis, but they don't want to raise alarm. But we are telling Liberians, take care of your own security. That's what we've been telling Liberians. And it's very important to take care of your own security because I can guarantee you Liberia is not safe.
I will come back to the legislature.
Liberia is not safe for all security briefing that I have at the national security level. They are further concerned about the safety of this country. Now the first family with the threat on the life of the first family.
I will come back to the House of the legislature that you mentioned, but let's come back to your comments about the drug situation. The president vowed to fight drugs. It doesn't seem to me that it is succeeding. From your perspective, not just an opposition, as a Liberian, is this government doomed?
The government has collapsed.
Come on, Greg. The government has collapsed?
The government has collapsed. And I will tell you why.
How?
Only the framework of the government is this. People are only plugged into position. Everyone are hustlers in the government. Desperate hustlers. Let me repeat. They're only hustling to get, to grab and go. That's what they are doing. It's clear cut. Okay? It's a big hustle ground now. If Jojo can get, Marcel need to get. If the other person can get, Marcel need to get. That's the kind of hustle they are on. Okay? So the country is at the verge of collapse. The government has collapsed. The resilience of the Liberian people is keeping the system intact. that resistance, that tolerant nature of the Liberian people. People are hungry, people are desperate, children dropping from jobs. Okay, lot of parents. A lot of parents who thought that this government would afford jobs, that children are staying in the street. In fact, they break down all the Zogo centers, for example. The Zogos go and sleep on porches now, at different areas, okay? Because it's not just breaking down the homes of the Zogos.
Yeah, I mean, you remove them from where they usually meet,
and take them somewhere.
Now they spread out in the community.
Spread out in the community. Not only that, but look at the cooking story. This story will never go down. The government cannot resolve this because
cannot resolve.
The guys are cleaning stones outside there.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
The government confiscated 4 according to them.
Yeah.
So they assist out there, right in Liberia. And the government.
They said they gave 10, and government confiscated 4, and they won their 6 terms.
Yeah, the one that sits back because they in deal with the government. See the guy they call Ibrahim Toure. See, look, Gibson doesn't he raise concern to the Liberian people that the guys, look at what the guys did. The guys that were doing the live, the video, they had a president picture in the back. The president photo were another guy, Ibrahim Toure. They didn't have that. The text message they sent to Jojo, they show it. It's a signal. They were telling the world that we've done business with them. See it. And it's from Colombia. It's real that it's from Colombia. First people are saying, oh, that the opposition, that Carlos Greater, you know, they think fake and whatsoever. Until they themselves, because when this recording got in the hands of the national security apparatus, all verification they made at the end of the day was real. So, link it up to the media. Okay. Our country is in trouble, Gibson. This nation is in trouble. The governance process of this country, beside the just issue, is to an extent what the system is rotting. Everyone hustling. Everyone want to get rich. They don't believe. In fact, the interesting thing is that all of them want to be represented.
Everyone want to be represented.
No, all the appointed official in Joseph Baga is like, they want to be represented or senator.
They got to get money now to go.
No, because they have money, because they don't trust that Baga will win the election in 2029. They don't trust that Baga and Jeremiah will win the election, so they want to secure 6 years for themselves.
That's a new dynamic.
So they are holding Kino and holding show. That's what they are doing. They are hoping on the executive and hoping on themselves. But they hoping on themselves more. They don't believe that President Baga can win the election in 2029.
All right.
I've spoken to a lot of them, and they told me, look, we don't know, but we got to go try to become a representative or become a senator.
I think we'll talk about that shortly. But let me give a brief share. If you are listening to us here, this is former District Number 8 Representative Moses Sekawa. It's great. We are talking about issues here, and we'll open the phone very soon, so you can push your question to him. But usually you got to be respectful. We'll take a short theme break, and then we'll be right back. It's me, Gibson Jeru. I'm here with my good friend and brother, Moses Akawas Gray, former representative of District Number 8. I know he's running again. Am I correct? You're running again, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to contest.
Okay. We're going to do a special interview if you desire to run. But I want to transition a little bit to this case. I know we're not going to spend too much. We're going to talk about the political aspect. We'll have some lawyers to come to look at the legal aspect. But Samuel Twer said, as far as he's concerned, he is acquitted. And if the government wants to arrest him, they can go ahead and arrest him. They want to put him into jail, they can go ahead and put him into jail. As far as he's concerned, what has happened is a travesty of justice for him. What say thou?
Look, Gibson, the thing is clear. It's pure political vision.
Political vision.
Yeah, Gibson is a pure political vision. And this sets the foundation for all other finance ministers to go to jail. I have a vast experience in government, and we also know the law of the country. The finance minister has an authority to divert funds. The finance minister has that authority to divert funds. The finance minister. The finance minister is a member of the National Security Council of the country. The finance minister is a member of the.
And those who are lead together doing the trial.
Yeah. So.
And the juror said he's not guilty.
So, our budget spending to make it a crime is to arrest all finance ministers of the Republic of Liberia. Let me give you an example. The president comes to this community, and there's a national disaster, for example.
Right.
There's no budgetary appropriation for any project. The president instructs the finance minister that the project will cost $2 million. Go and find the money.
That would be a humanitarian spending.
Yes. And the finance minister goes, find the money, and spend the money that is not appropriated by the legislature. Not approved by the legislature.
Is it politically prudent for the finance minister to suggest to the president that, look, Mr. President, we don't have any money in the budget for that?
But there's no money in.
I mean, I want you to just tell me from your governance experience. What will it be like? How would it be? How would it be?
You would tell the president that the president will say, "Go find the money." Let me give you an example.
Yes.
We're going to election in Liberia. The international partners said that they're not willing now to sponsor the elections in Liberia. They left Liberia.
Right.
Only a percentage that we have with, and they made a demand that you have to put certain amount of money here before we can give it down. The legislature did not allocate the entire amount of money. Even for national security purposes, when we're going to election, you saw people being killed in Foya, for example, Real Oru, people being beaten, it was very tense. So you go to national security meeting, there's an emergency, and the national security need maybe $10 billion for election purposes. And the legislature is not in session, or the money has not been approved by the legislature.
Yeah.
The finance minister goes ahead. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. When President Boyka came to power, $15 million of budget spending took place before the legislature passed the budget. Let me repeat. The 2024, $15 million of budget spending went ahead. That is Boyman Kamara, former finance minister time.
Right.
Not only that, but recently the FOIA situation, no one expected a Ebola crisis. God spent some money because there was a national security meeting. And money spent on national security cannot be divulged.
So that is why
you think
based on the kind of spending, if Samuel Twer would have been found guilty, it would have been a precedent to go after finance ministers.
That's what I'm saying. God would have been celebrating, or Boyman Kamara would have been celebrating, even Amara Kone would have been celebrating. You know why? Because Twer cannot divulge the money he gave to national security. He can never say under the National Security Act. The Minister of Finance, who is a member of the National Security, never say.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Maybe after 20 years, if I'm not mistaken by the Act. The day he's saying go to jail. Even if the court summon him to say he cannot say it, by the law.
If Twer had gone to jail and say, you know what, I'm done with this, there's too much back and forth. The money I gave to national security, they bought arms, they bought weapons, and that's what they did. What will happen to Samuel Twer?
No, Samuel Twer will have been arrested immediately by national security and placed behind bars. The act is very clear. You cannot divulge money given to national security for. It's not your area. You took an oath, and you have to protect that for over, I think, 20 years. I'm not sure about the years, but you have to protect that. Nobody will do that. You go to America, you go to Sierra Leone, you go to Guinea, anywhere you go. Certain things about national security under covert will never be said. The reason for which. Let me give you one example.
Yeah.
Let me give you one example. Judy Bryant. The case of Judy Bryant. When Echo Mail came to Liberia,
Yeah.
the Vanguard, the Nigerian Vanguard, called Echo Mail before
Yeah.
Mail.
Yeah.
The Liberian government had to give some money to maintain them there. I think that was $500,000 or more. Ellen came and decided to prosecute them.
Yes.
Guess what happened at the end of the day? Judy Bryant said he would never say it. The money was spent on national security. Edison ordered them. They said the money was spent on national security. They could not have come to the public to say we gave ECOMOG
$500,000.
Yeah, the Vanguard troop to learn in Liberia to save Liberians at that time, to maintain them.
And that was
They
a
could
good
not say
thing
it.
to say, though.
No, they could not, because national security, you cannot divulge that. But before the $500,000 Nigerian men money that was caught on the Nigerian men at the RIA. You remember that money? It became a lot of people in Nigeria.
Yes.
They say he brought money in the country illegally.
Yes.
They didn't declare. They took the money. When we invited Boy to the legislature, he said the money was spent on national security.
Somebody's money.
Yeah, he said the money was spent on national security. Inconveniences were used to carry the president fence up. Ellen Johnson said it.
But great. Some
Portion
people
of it was used to fight jobs. Portion of it was used to buy buses. So that was being used by Judy Bryant lawyer to say spending money on national security cannot be divulged, and whatsoever. This is what they use it for. We cannot say it. That had Judy Bryant, Snow, and the rest
But
of
other
the
people
people
are arguing that if we use that standard, every time finance minister will do reckless spending, in fact, do finance minister do reckless spending? I mean, to say that doesn't happen. But if you use that standard, people will say, look, the finance ministers will always go away. They will just use any money and they say national security ain't gone.
No.
What's the safety
No, they
net?
can't do that. Once the money is not spent on national
What
security.
is the safety net?
No, once the money is not spent on national security, you can't do that. Even the NSA has internal auditing mechanism. The NSA. So no responsible government going to just tell the finance minister go spend money on national security. There must be public justification for national security that we're going to election.
Is it possible? Is it possible that the NSA could have done their own internal investigation and publish
they can
that
do
investigation?
That. No, they may not publish it, but
or give it to the president.
They can do internal investigation because the NSA report directly to the desk of the president.
Yes.
And provide that. Okay? But I will say this to you, it's not just about the NSA. It has to do about the police, for example, going through the country.
Military.
The immigration, the military, and all of those things. So these are serious things that we are discussing. So after 12 made that argument, they drew up. I was looking at everyone. After he made that argument, he allocated them. That's the other advantage he had in the case. To have provided a serious education on the basis of 3 provision of 3 different laws. The FIA, the National Security Act, and I think it's the budget law, something he quoted, but the PFM law. He made 3 quotations that any reasonable juror will say we cannot find this man guilty. They went and provided a non-guilty verdict. They went home. And then you come back and say they were tampered with. Look at the faulty logic by the judge. The judge said the people, they use their phones. They call them on their phones. Just to establish that only a single phone was there. Okay? So how can they go all the numbers of all of these people when the government did the vetting process?
And in fact, I am amazed. According to the reading, and I'm going to go to the document read a little bit. They took the phones from them and they registered them.
They took the phones, everything the government vetted.
So which other phone that we are talking
them.
about?
They said someone had one phone. But how can someone have one phone but the judge is claiming that every individual will call on his or her number? So the person who they claim that had the phone, the person voted against where? The person who they claim that, so by logic, by scientific logic, it means that person there that the government gave the phone to the person and why the person voted against me as well. The person who claimed that I had a phone, the decision by that person is a guilty verdict.
Samuel is guilty. And she's the one that came and said, hey,
Yeah.
I the one violated the judge's
I don't want, yeah, I don't want, yeah.
I the one carry phone in there. I have
Yeah,
phone.
I had the phone. Can you imagine that? And you went against the man. You said the man is guilty. The rest of the people said, no, he's not guilty. And then the government calls for, in fact, once Toy won the case, senior government officials were saying, we'll still go after you. All on Facebook. A demonstration. They said, we'll still go after you. We'll still investigate you on the subject matter. The Unity Party people, senior government officials. So this is a pure question against Toy. If you are in the position of Samuel Toy, you will just say what will be, will be. Whatever will be, will be. Enough is enough. Handcuff me, carry me to jail, I will resist. Someone said one twice say he will resist. They got many ways to resist. A lawyer still going to the Supreme Court because it's a constitutional breach. When that decision is taken by the juror and they go home, they are retired. Then after 10 days, you go and buy for them. The law said before.
What's wrong with that?
The law said
you tell me what's wrong with the jurors going home 10 days and bringing them back.
The law said before the verdict, such action can be taken. Or during the verdict. The verdict was given. Immediately after the verdict, there was no action taken. 10 days elapsed. The judge came under pressure. We all know that the judge came under pressure. The judge is not himself. The executive placed the judge under pressure to overturn the decision. That's what is happening.
You speak with so much certainty here.
Because I know. Look, Dabra is a small country. It's a little country.
And even Morovia is smaller than.
Yeah. Everything people do is say somebody, look, we all have friends on the other side. Some of the guys are not, look, let me tell you this. Some of the guys, even in the Unity Party, are not satisfied with this. They believe that Toy should go free. And I will tell you this, even if Toy go free, they will use other things to come after him again. All the guys want to see is that Samuel Toy must go to jail. Yeah, they wanted to see Fina going to jail and being handcuffed. And they pull her behind bar. And they celebrate Fina going to jail. The entire Unity Party hierarchical structure and senior members of the government, they believe that Toy must be handcuffed and placed behind bars. That's what they believe. Because they ran or campaign on Samuel Toy that rogue. The way they are fighting Toy, they are not fighting just like that. What will you do for them?
Is Samuel Toy, I saw seditions are also concerned whether Samuel Toy is guilty or not guilty. Samuel Toy's guilt, what will they have spelled out for CDC? Will they have any...
You know, that's why they want to find me guilty. Samuel Toy is an integral member of the CDC. There's no argument. Samuel Toy is an ideologue of the CDC. He's a founding member from the United States of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change. We cannot discard the CDC from Samuel Toy to a greater extent. I'm not saying his actions and inactions, but as a member of the CDC, they wanted to use the Toy situation to bring the CDC down. To say who told you, say the people that wrote, the finance minister used money for headquarters, the finance minister used money to run a campaign, the finance minister did this. So Samuel Toy became the prima donna, the most important guy at a program.
Everybody
looking at the prima donna. Yeah. So Samuel Toy now is the prima donna in the eyes of the Unity Party. When we get Samuel Toy, we use them in our propaganda to destroy the CDC. We use them to the international community and to the voters to destroy the CDC. They vetted all of the jurors. They vetted that the government went to it. It's not Samuel Toy. They vetted them. They brought them. They qualified them. At the end of the day, the people say you're lying on the ball. Joseph Boyka told the judge, say, find him guilty. Overturn that decision. They say you're lying on the ball. Their own Unity Party jurors say you're lying on the ball.
I would say Unity Party.
What are you talking about? They vetted the people. They brought the people.
Okay, civil service.
They brought the people.
You mean the prosecution?
They brought them, that the government. They brought the people.
Well,
it's not Samuel Toy.
The judge sent message to the Civil Service Association.
Still, they brought the people.
Okay.
They come from government, they brought them. But what is interesting is that the person who said...
Did you have a slightest thinking that...
The person who said I had a phone,
uh-huh.
the person voted that Toy is guilty. The rest of the people said no. So, in fact, the government the prosecuting arm should be investigated. For the fact that somebody said this man is guilty, the rest of the people said not guilty. Then you follow the man who said the man is guilty. I think there were three, right?
There were three of them
that
voted against, and the three of them complained that
the three of them
complained.
You know why they complain? Because they ate money from the government. So the government said once you complain, it jeopardizes the entire process. Though they for the government, because they voted in favor of the government, because the government said Samuel Tweh stole money. So the voters agree with the government that Samuel Tweh stole money. The rest of the Nampos said, Allah, the man never stole money, the rest of the people. You're lying on him. Then the people who say you're lying on him, they're going for them. The one who say the God, you think who they're supposed to go to? They're supposed to go to the government people.
I don't know if you heard this. I'm still trying to investigate that. Even the three jurors,
they released them. They released them.
How do you know I'm going to say that?
They released them before the rest. You don't have to tell me. Okay, they released them before the rest of the people. That's what they did. They accusing the Solicitor General of loving to the other one. The Justice Minister, they say the man girlfriend. That they say.
They report say they didn't see any evidence of any romantic relationship. That's why I report said.
Investigated romantic relationship. The people will go tell them say we eating something or they will love it. They will go tell them. What kind of thing so? The girl will go admit. The girl will not admit. They will not admit. But the fact that those who say Samuel Tweh is guilty, I see people going to complain.
It's a dicey.
It defies logic. It defies logic.
If you say the man guilty, it means you want him condemned. I mean that's
what you want.
Yeah. Then they say, okay, the man not guilty. You go home. Then you call and say, hey, look, in fact, all the rules you said, I'm one of those who violated them.
You report yourself. What kind of stupidity is that? You go report yourself. If you were not in touch, you would not have done that. You go report yourself. You said, though I said the man guilty, but guess what? They will form. Automatically, two investigators will say, no. Those who wanted the man guilty, that the people who gave you the form and give you the money.
I personally
believe those who did not want the man guilty. Because you wanted the man guilty.
I personally believe that Samuel Tweh should follow the case to the Supreme Court. He said he won't. His lawyer says
no. The lawyer will always proceed, but Tweh is very clear that the lawyer can go ahead, but if Samuel Tweh is not going anywhere, go and hang off Tweh. You like he can carry the entire.
What will they do when they hang off him? What good is it going to do?
What good is it going to do for the government? That the question you ask.
What good is it going to do for Samuel Tweh?
No, the government, not Samuel Tweh.
Why? Why not Samuel Tweh?
Okay, because they want to prosecute, they want to destroy Samuel Tweh. They want to kill him, they want to show that tyrannical nature. So, taking Samuel Tweh to jail, you make Samuel Tweh a national hero of the country. A man who defeated the government bypassed the law. At the end of the day, they use tyrannical strategy and place him behind bar. So, Tweh becomes a national hero in the Republic of Liberia. A man who was found non-guilty. But because the government does not respect the rule of law, the executive branch of government, they decided to do everything to pull him behind bar. To become a political prisoner of the Republic of Liberia.
That's why it's going to make him. That's why it's going to make him. If the government put him in jail, he becomes political prisoner.
He becomes not only a political prisoner of the country, but he becomes a victim of a tyrannical administration. It makes the government law ugly. That the government does not respect the verdict of the court. It goes into a human rights report across the world, into the European human rights report, the United States human rights report, that this man was found free. Free at last. Thank God Samuel Tweh is free at last. But at the end of the day, King Boyka, according King Boyka, because the absolute authority in house, the legislature does not question King Boyka. So King Boyka calls the judiciary his absolute and say, I want that man beyond bar. You overturn that verdict.
Liberia has a Republican state of government.
That King Boyka, forget about that. The man recognized an illegal session. King Boyka. Yeah, King Boyka recognized an illegal session and sent the budget there. And went there and presented, even defied the ruling of the Supreme Court, that King Boyka. The man is the king, King Boyka. Yeah, he's the king, he has absolute authority in Liberia, not King Boyka. The man who doesn't respect anyone. Okay? The man who sits there, who had nothing, 12 years, can you imagine, presided over $20 million for your office? And you live like an ordinary poor man who had nothing for survival and not see the places to build. Guess him, take the camera right to Joseph Parker House here. He constructed basilicas.
I pass it every day.
See what the person is doing.
I mean, they put disagreeing when George Weah was trying to refurbish his
The man
house.
saying to hell, he built personal property in Foya.
Okay.
The $10 million project is personal property.
We'll come
But
back.
that property, if we win election, we'll transform that property and rehabilitate Liberians in that property. That's what we'll do.
I need your view in 2 minutes. People calling me, I don't know. My man, I'm not answering your phone.
People will always call you. Even the government will call you today.
I know who calling me. I will not answer his phone.
No, answer everyone. Guess it. Even
So
the government
I want you to
will call
comment on
They got thin skin. The entire country is listening now.
Yeah.
As soon as Carol's growing, and everybody will be listening.
Miata Fambule is an interesting person. She's a good friend of mine, very good musician. But she says something and I want to read that. And I want your perspective, then we'll go to the phone line. In an interview, Miata Fambule shared her views on former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's legacy and the presidency of President George Weah. Asked what she considers Sirleaf's lasting legacy. Fambule replied, her lasting legacy will be that she unleashed George Weah on us. That's the legacy I gave to Madam Sirleaf. Are you kidding me? Did she?
You see.
And let me just quote this part. This is an interesting part. Another quotation. At the end of the day, she said, how did he get into the political class? Mr. Sirleaf, like I said, foster him on us. I mean, foster him on us. Literally held his hands and as the successor. We didn't have the capabilities of printing extra ballots and those little things that happen in African politics. She actually is accusing President Sirleaf. In fact, she's accusing George Weah of cheating because she's talking about printing extra ballots, talking about Ellen hand delivering George Weah to the Liberian people.
No, you see,
guessing. This goes far enough yeah.
Guessing, you see, that one of the reasons for which I went to the CDC. You know, for 132 unbroken years, calculate from 1847 to 1980, one group of people governed this country. One group that considered themselves to be superior. From 1847 to 1980. Another group governed Liberia for 103 years, one political party for 103 years.
Yeah.
Unbroken years. Mm-hmm. One political party governed Liberia for 103 unbroken years. There have always been a class system. Cinco where I live. The Do River side of Cinco, they consider it to be for natives. Ordinary people live there. The other side going to the Atlantic Ocean, you could not cross to go on that side. A pure class system. Some of our brothers who grew up in from the native background, who got assimilated by that class, they started looking down on their own native brothers because they felt that they had become westernized. Some of them got assimilated. Some will say, okay, Miata Fambule, they got assimilated into the American Liberian hegemony. And these are hard facts. These are reality. I'm from both American Liberian and native background. My name is Sakaros Gray. So, open spirit. The second people in this country believe that all belongs to them.
Without them, how can I be? I can't
You know how the Nigerian women see Joshua? They see themselves in him. You know how the Nigerian boys see Joshua? They see themselves in him. Absolute majority of Nigerians, even members of the current ruling establishment, some of them see themselves in Joshua. You know why? Because those are the deprived Liberians who grew up in the slums, who grew up in the ghettos, who grew up going to government schools. Meta family has a scrap status, not a chief status. Our father was ambassador. They squat on state resources to survive. They lived the best of life. They married, they went to some of the best schools. They believe that power belongs to that group of people. They call themselves members of the political class. I'm not a member of no political class in Liberia. They call themselves member of a political class. You know, like the philosopher king in ancient Rome, in ancient Greece, the philosopher king, they believe that if you're not a philosopher, you should not govern the country. That theory was destroyed because they became dictators. My family reminds me of the philosopher king. That power belongs to a particular group of people. You don't respect democracy. They don't respect the will of the people. Meata went to election in Liberia. Senatorial election, she got away massively. My brother went to a presidential election. He couldn't get 0.2% vote. That a meta family who's saying that stay in your areas of good for her. But Meta son, she's a singer.
I should contest that.
Why she don't sing in the war? Who does Meta family? She can stay in your area. She just don't stay in your area. She came to contest for state power.
And just
that's the mentality. That's the mentality in our home.
Okay.
If you are a sedition in this country, the people call you, you're stupid. I'm sorry to say, but they say that. So is sedition. Even our brothers that we do in classes, in school, those buffoons will tell you you're stupid. Joseph Boga graduated with bachelor degree. John Weah graduated with master's degree from the United States of America. A modern one, you want to compare them educationally?
Thank you very much. We're going to hold you right there.
A better member of the political class and more educated. When we can't educated people, we'll not put Joseph Boyka in that.
We will come back.
Meta formula is intoxicated after stealing the inauguration money. Okay? She need to be prosecuted by LSCC. Joseph Boyka just sent her Ghana to sing in Ghana for the independent day program at the embassy. You saw the video, I was saying the video. She was just singing there after giving her the 25 or 50,000 United States dollars. The way she made a full statement on her.
All right. Thank you very much. That's 40 minutes of interaction with the public. I know mostly if I give you 5 hours, you will not be short of words. So we wanted people to speak to you at least for 10 minutes. I wanted it to be the 10 minutes. You know, why would be 15 minutes? You know, 10 people call, I'll be all right. I don't know. But anyways, so we got 10 minutes here. If you want to make contribute to this program today, you can call 777-907-907 and you take over.
For today, I beg you. Let the people say what they want to say.
So that
Give
gets
them what respect or disrespect, let them talk.
sure. So
Wow.
that
No problem.
we leave that.
No problem. No
I don't want
problem.
to talk.
No problem.
Yeah, we are control.
907 907
But I get this person. What is your name? For the 5 seconds, please.
My name is Jeremiah Siawe. I joined the platform on station number 6.
Go ahead.
Let me say good evening to your studio guests. You know, in reality, everyone that song that started to he stole money. Why some of us a clear paper was home because for the fact that he went to court and he was declared not guilty. And then you call the people back, the same people that voted against him, the same people raising a red flag, then is there something that people need to look at critically?
Okay.
Because for the fact that you not voted, then the people that against him are the same people that raising a red flag, and that's something that we need to look at. I don't know.
Thank you. Hello. What is your name?
I'm Dixon D. Anane.
45 seconds. Let's go.
Yes, sir. You know, when I hear my general talking, I feel so proud. Now I have chill in my body.
Okay.
You know, great. Welcome to the studio that you're in, my man. You know, brother, you're a great young man that fears nothing but say the fact. At the time you were love me. You have no fear. Moving on, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This caller, what is your name?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
Yeah, Federal Bar calling from Johnson Bay, concerned that brand from Johnson.
Go ahead.
To my general in studio. He said, oh, we say we from CC background, say, the most time you go to court, and if any killer are not guilty. He can also two if you have palm bottle, then he come by say, yes, them will come back. No, me tell you, in the party. What does Samuel taking for them? Before you tell Samuel for you, Joseph, I will not be present in the country. Let me tell you in.
Okay.
Because
hello.
Yeah, I know.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
Thank you very much. My name is T.O.P. Willie. I'm a member of the Council of River Justice.
Go ahead.
Let me give it out to the well experienced, I'll have a question or have a technical question. General, is one way and then now it's a global aspect. What will the party do with it? When the is a lot because I feel like that's not like no one know why.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. This person, what is the name and where you come from?
Good afternoon to your studio girls, Moses Akawas, General, I'm and I come from South School. Member for Justice, General, thank you very much. Thank you.
My man, your line is cracking. Please call back. Hello? Hello? Oh, God. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
What is your name?
Thank you. My name is Prince Katiman. I joined the Ghana election district. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Statement being made by Free. You see, these are guys who turn this country into starvation and poverty. They did nothing in 6 years that were offered them by the people of Liberia. But today, come to sit and kill the last people. I think there's a people like this. who is noted for using marijuana.
Your line is very terrible. In fact, you went for, let's get this person. I don't know why the line is being terrible. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What is your name and where you come from?
Yeah, my name is T. Will, and I call from Robert Field Highway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, let me tell you something. The Liberian people, we are not stupid. People that govern this country for 6 years,
Okay.
they do nothing, absolutely nothing. We are looking at the present government. You see the kind of development that's going on, my brother? In fact, the people, they are in Lofa. They broke ground today for the development of this country. They broke ground. You understand? So let me Mr. Gray, Summer 2029. My brother, Summer 2029. It will not be even second round of third round.
Okay. All right. All right. Hello?
You get that now?
I'm getting you. Yes, please go
Thank you
ahead.
very
No
much.
time.
Once again, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast Spoon Hill, Waytown Community, a member of the Librarian for Justice. Thank you, General. You set it up. I had a question. General, during 2023 elections, you were criticized heavily for marrying in France. Today, one of your critics who criticized you that you got married in France and Liberian people did not have access towards your marriage. He too is now marriage in Netherlands. What says you about his action? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is the name?
Thank you. My name is Viva Sebi, and I'm calling from Chicken Saturday after.
Okay.
I'm a member of Concerned Liberian for. I'm listening to the general, and he said right there, particularly the issue of the cookies. There's no matter from the Liberian people that you are going to amend the law, or instead of it, in their opinion, because the issue of drug was not bearable. But today, there are many people now on board. So, I mean, it has still man up the same job for drugs? No, it's not serious. Let the cartel come for here somebody because nobody care whether they come for me. They want to come for him today, so they should come for him because nobody can come for him. That's what they choose to do. So, let it come for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get this person. Could be our final caller. What is the name?
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. I'm Arvin Johnson calling from Dubo District number 4, the chairman for the Concerned Librarian for Justice. So thanks to the general there, my issue is to the drugs. Because in this country, if you stand up for drugs, then the people look at you bad. Because this government, the first thing when the government took over, the president and vice president wanted to drug test. My question is, it was fake or they were trying to fool the Liberian people for what? Because the 3.3 million Baga building in rehab, I sure that the drugs money. The 10 million budget, that's money, drugs money. So the president should come clean to the country or say something that we all will understand. If the son is involved, then he takes on over so that we can be in peace. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jerry.
Take two more.
Okay, let's get this person.
There you go, at least.
Hello? Hello? What is your name and where you call from? This person just holding the line. Hello?
Yeah.
What is your name? Your line is too terrible. Let me see your line.
Yes, what?
Your line is too terrible. Yeah, so let's get back to Mr. Jerry.
I listened to the callers
No,
and
your microphone will be.
yeah.
Okay.
I listened to the callers. Am my microphone okay now, right?
Yes.
I listen to the callers and I respect the views of all of the callers. To be frank with you, like one of the callers asked about marriage, and I want to dignify that. Okay.
Well, he said somebody said
Yeah, the person
you marry in
said-
France and the person married in
The
Netherlands.
animal farm story like this government.
Yeah.
Okay, they were criticizing, they were come to do worse.
Like the
What
pig
they-
criticized the
way-
farm
yeah, the way-
owner and
yeah.
then became the farm
Yeah,
owner.
yeah. So really, I don't look. Let me tell you, Casey. There is a reality, and I told you, allow them to talk, Casey. They only strive in the midst of insults. That's how they survive when their officials give them scratch card to call You understand? They say what they want to say about you. They don't even have evidence on what they say about you. But the fact here is that the country has been transformed into a cocaine state. That President William said in Napo State. Today, $200 million, $19 million. We're talking about almost like $1 billion worth of jobs. That's what we discussed.
Colombian.
Yeah, and all 6 tons they're talking about. Cocaine. Just job. Cocaine. Do you know that no Zoe would buy cocaine? 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 for cocaine. No Zoe. Not cocaine yet. And then people country, the national security apparatus of the country is compromised. Look at Johnny. Do you know who is Johnny the Gregory? Now, Gregory is senior operative. A senior operative of the police director. The deputy for administration of the national security agency of the country is being accused. Can you imagine that? The entire joint security of the country is being compromised. The country is in trouble. That's why I said the Unity Party administration has collapsed. Dangerous. Look at me and her family. She went to election 2014 here. Go to the result. I just did a research. She told now and someone to vote. Now and someone to vote. Vote only 1,000. 2014. May 10 election.
To be a senator.
That Josh Weah won. They say, oh, friend are president. Male president. One job we have decided to be friendly with us, she can insult him anytime. But this country will never slip to the dark days. I've always said it. You said, oh, the opposition, no. 2029, October, the government will be no more. Constitutionally, will be no more. Because the first round of election will be won by the markets. We left the rate at 170 something, now it's 180 something. The US will not bring out. Inflation is high. Then what I show, I find then everything expensive in the country. Someone called ignorant doesn't even know that the Banga to Salary Road are dedicated to the assistance project. Joseph Boakai put me on record. This government for 3 years, let me repeat, for 3 years, have never started a high school and completed a high school construction on their own with all its CDC initiative. For 3 years, this government never started the construction of any senior high school and completed it in 3 years. Roads. Joseph Boakai cannot show a single road, paved road in the Republic of Liberia that they initiated as a government. It has no link with the CDC and the completed paved road. They can show one. And somebody said mass development.
Well,
even the line you point in even the line you point in Grand Bazaar and the CDC.
It said that government is continuing with it though.
But they don't want to admit to the doctrine of continuity. We demonstrated that. The RIA. We made the airport like completed. When we dedicated it, we brought Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and gave it to her. The ministerial complex. We dedicated the ministerial complex under our government, we gave it to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and named the complex in her honor. Listen to Joseph Boakai speaking, he said, my government. That's a pure dictator. Instead of saying our government. Boakai said, my right. I listened to him today at the program, you know, he said, my government is committed. Joseph Boakai, my government, not our government. Listen to the president and those of all who did political science at that level. All when right. No one leaders are speaking, when dictators are speaking. Look at the Samuel Toy case. Look at the president. Look at Samuel Toy's situation. It's pure tyrannical. It's not even good for Gafon. It's not good for Bama Kamara. It's not good for future finance minister. It's not even good for the corporate social fund and the very public corporations. Because somebody are LTA, somebody are free poker. You do the corporate social fund. Maybe they got $1 million for corporate social fund. They went to build some. We can prosecute you for it. Somebody spend the corporate social fund. What a project for the 50,000 will prosecute you for it. They've opened the biggest Pandora box in the history of the country.
Thank you very much.
Moses. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Moses. Thank you for coming. We highly appreciate your opinion. And so we don't
Yeah,
put
well, I
pressure
say
in
I
people's mouth.
take full
Yeah,
responsibility.
take full
Well, I say,
responsibility.
not the station.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gray. We appreciate that so much for you to come. And this is the round table. My name is Gibson Giroux, and I have my man there producing, Achi Se Bobiene. Thank you and goodbye for now.